Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on our channel where we dive into the fascinating and sometimes unbelievable world of rare coins and collectibles. Today, we are exploring one of the most extraordinary and mind-boggling coins in modern numismatic history, the 1989 1-cent coin that has captured the attention and imagination of collectors around the globe due to its astronomical value, with some examples reportedly being worth up to $15 million, a sum that boggles the mind for a coin that in its face value is merely 1 cent. At first glance, it might seem impossible to fathom that a tiny piece of copper-plated zinc could ever reach such a price, but the story behind this coin is a perfect storm of errors, mistakes, and rarities that converge to make it a numismatic holy grail. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to delve deeply into the specifics of what makes a coin transition from being everyday pocket change to an object of intense desire for collectors and investors alike. The 1989 1-cent coin is not merely valuable because it is old or because of its limited minting. It is valuable primarily because of the unusual and extremely rare errors that occurred during its production. Coins, as we know, are manufactured under extremely precise conditions in highly automated minting processes, yet even the most advanced machinery is not immune to human oversight, mechanical failure, or material inconsistencies, and it is these small imperfections that can, paradoxically, transform a mundane coin into a multi-million-dollar artifact. One of the primary reasons the 1989 1-cent coin has achieved such stratospheric value is the presence of die errors that are both visually striking and scientifically verifiable. A die error occurs when the metal die used to stamp the coin is incorrectly manufactured or damaged in such a way that every coin struck with that die carries the same defect. In the case of the 1989 penny, several known die errors contribute to its high value, including misaligned dies, double strikes, and the infamous off-center strike that results in the design appearing skewed or partially missing. Each of these errors is incredibly rare in circulation, and even among error coins, certain types are considered far more valuable due to their extreme scarcity and the dramatic visual effect they produce. For example, a penny struck with a significantly off-center die is much rarer than one with a minor misalignment because the probability of a coin being struck in such a manner is exceedingly low, and many of the severely off-center coins never survive the sorting process at the mint, as coins that are misaligned beyond a certain threshold are usually discarded. Another contributing factor to the 1989 penny's value is the phenomenon of die cracks, which occur when the metal die begins to fracture from repeated use, leaving raised lines or imperfections on the coins it produces. In some cases, die cracks can be extensive, creating dramatic visual anomalies that make each coin unique and highly desirable to collectors. Collectors often seek coins with distinctive die cracks because these imperfections serve as both a fingerprint of a particular die and as a testament to the coin's uniqueness. On the 1989 penny, certain die cracks intersect with other errors, amplifying the coin's rarity and creating specimens that are essentially one of a kind. Beyond the purely mechanical errors, another factor that makes the 1989 penny extraordinary is the occurrence of planchet errors. The planchet is the blank piece of metal that is struck to create a coin, and if the planchet is improperly prepared, whether it is too thin, too thick, made from the wrong alloy or contains impurities, the resulting coin can display unusual color, texture, or weight. In some extreme cases, the planchet can even split or deform during striking, producing coins that are both visually distinct and exceedingly rare. Planchet errors are significant in numismatics because they are entirely unpredictable, arising from variations in the raw materials or failures in the mint's preparation process, and for the 1989 penny, certain examples with unusual planchet compositions or defects have been documented to command prices far exceeding ordinary circulation coins. One famous example of such a planchet anomaly is a coin that was struck on a clad planchet intended for a different denomination, resulting in a copper-nickel appearance rather than the typical copper of a 1-cent coin, creating a striking and unmistakable visual difference that collectors immediately recognize and value. Compounding these mechanical and material errors is the historical context of the 1989 penny's production. The late 1980s were a period of transition and refinement at the United States Mint, with new quality control measures being implemented and older equipment being phased out, which created a unique environment for error coins to emerge. During this period, certain batches of coins experienced higher than normal rates of misstrikes and anomalies due to the juxtaposition of aging machinery, changes in metal composition, and evolving quality standards, making coins from this era particularly fertile ground for the appearance of rare and valuable errors. In the case of the 1989 penny, numismatic experts have documented a cluster of unusual coins from this year that exhibit multiple concurrent errors, such as a die crack coinciding with an off-center strike on an irregular planchet, making these coins especially rare and sought after. Beyond the mechanical and material factors, the story of human error plays a subtle but important role in the value of these coins. Even in the highly automated environment of the mint, human oversight can contribute to the creation of rare coins. For example, errors in die preparation, misfeeds in coin presses, or mistakes in sorting can allow an otherwise defective coin to escape into circulation, where it can later be discovered by a collector and recognized as exceptionally rare. The interplay of machine precision and human oversight creates a fascinating paradox in which the very imperfections that might have been considered failures by the mint are transformed into prized characteristics by collectors. These coins, once overlooked or discarded, now represent extraordinary opportunities for those who recognize their rarity. Another compelling aspect of the 1989 penny's value lies in the possibilities that it represents for collectors and investors alike. Beyond the concrete errors and imperfections, there is an almost limitless potential for discovery. Because each coin is struck individually, and because errors occur randomly and in extremely low numbers, the next 1989 penny discovered in circulation could present a new combination of anomalies never seen before, making it impossible to fully predict the market for these coins. This speculative aspect adds a layer of excitement to collecting and trading these rare coins, as collectors are constantly seeking the next extraordinary find, whether it be a dramatic off-center strike, a visually arresting die crack, a unique planchet defect, or a combination of several errors in a single coin. The market for rare coins is highly influenced by provenance and documentation, and for the 1989 penny, coins with verifiable histories and certification from reputable numismatic organizations command a premium because they eliminate the uncertainty of authenticity, allowing buyers to confidently invest in what is undeniably a rare and valuable object. Auction records, private sales, and insurance valuations all play a role in establishing the extraordinary price tags associated with this coin, creating an ecosystem in which scarcity, demand, and verifiable uniqueness converge to produce astronomical valuations, such as the $15 million figure often cited in discussions of the most valuable 1989 pennies. Moreover, the story of the 1989 penny illustrates broader themes in collecting and human perception of value. It is not simply the metal or the face value that makes the coin valuable, it is the story, the rarity, the uniqueness, and the human fascination with error and imperfection. Collectors are drawn to these coins not only for their potential financial return but also for the thrill of discovery and the beauty of holding a piece of history that embodies chance, human oversight, and the intricate processes of coin minting. In many ways, the 1989 penny is emblematic of how value is socially constructed. A small piece of metal, worth virtually nothing in everyday transactions, becomes an object of immense value because of a combination of technical anomalies, historical context, and human appreciation for rarity and story. In examining the specifics of the coin's errors, we find that the die errors can take several forms, including doubling of letters or numbers, known as double die errors, where the stamping process unintentionally repeats or shifts the impression, creating a shadow-like effect on the coin's surface. Such doubling is extremely rare, and in combination with other anomalies on the 1989 penny, can significantly increase the coin's desirability. Additionally, minting errors such as broad strikes, where the coin is struck without a properly constrained collar causing the metal to spread outward beyond normal dimensions, have been observed in some specimens from this year, further enhancing their collectible value. When considering planchet errors, variations in alloy composition, such as unexpected zinc or copper ratios, can result in differences in weight, color, and surface texture, each subtly altering the visual and tactile characteristics of the coin. Such variations are meticulously catalogued by numismatists and are often the determining factor in whether a coin is graded as exceptional or ordinary. Next, 2001 cent coin, today on our channel, where we explore the fascinating, sometimes unbelievable world of rare coins, collectibles, and the stories behind objects that appear ordinary at first glance but have become treasures worth unimaginable sums. And today we are diving deep into one of the most remarkable and legendary coins in modern numismatic history, the 2001 cent coin. A coin whose face value is just a single cent but which has, due to a combination of errors, mistakes, and extraordinary anomalies, reached a level of fame and financial significance that seems almost impossible, with some specimens reported to be worth as much as $13 million, a number that can make anyone pause and wonder how a coin that is intended to buy almost nothing in day-to-day transactions could possibly command such a price. Yet the story behind this coin is an intricate convergence of minting errors, planchet anomalies, striking mistakes, historical context, and human fascination with rarity and imperfection, all of which have combined to transform this small, copper-plated zinc disc into one of the most sought-after coins in the world, and to understand why the 2000 penny has reached this almost mythical status, we need to carefully examine the types of errors and mistakes that occurred during its production, the rarity of these anomalies, and the ways in which collectors perceive and assign value to coins that are simultaneously ordinary in appearance and extraordinary in provenance. The production of coins is an incredibly precise process that involves highly automated machinery, carefully prepared dies, and meticulously crafted planchets, yet even in this tightly controlled environment, errors can and do occur, and when they do, they have the potential to create coins of extreme rarity, as is the case with the 2000 penny, which exhibits a number of well-documented anomalies that have elevated it to a level of desirability previously reserved for historical rarities or coins struck in minuscule quantities. One of the most important contributors to the 2000 penny's value is the occurrence of die errors, which can manifest in multiple forms, each of which is both visually striking and extremely rare, and die errors occur when the metal dies used to strike coins are themselves flawed, damaged, misaligned, or improperly prepared, causing every coin struck from that die to carry the same characteristic anomaly. And for the 2000 penny, several notable die errors have been identified, including doubled dies, die cracks, misaligned dies, and even instances where the die itself was improperly polished or filled, leaving unusual surface textures on the resulting coins. Double die errors, for example, occur when the design is inadvertently impressed more than once by the die, resulting in overlapping images, doubled letters, or shadowed numbers, and on the 2000 penny, collectors have identified specimens where the date, the lettering, or even elements of Lincoln's profile appear doubled or shifted, creating a visually striking and instantly recognizable error that has become one of the primary reasons collectors are willing to pay millions of dollars for these coins. Misaligned dies are another critical factor, producing coins where the design is partially missing, skewed, or off-center, and the severity of the misalignment directly correlates with rarity and desirability, as coins with slight off-centering are relatively common and less valuable, whereas coins struck with dramatic misalignment, such as those missing substantial portions of the design, are exceptionally rare, often surviving the minting process only because human oversight allowed them to pass through quality control, and when combined with other anomalies, these misaligned coins can become virtually one-of-a-kind specimens that command astronomical prices. Die cracks, which occur when the metal die fractures due to repeated use or structural weakness, leave raised lines or patterns on the coin surface, which may intersect with other features of the design in unpredictable ways, creating coins that are visually unique and immediately recognizable to trained numismatists, and in some cases, die cracks on the 2000 penny interact with misalignment or double die effects, producing coins that are essentially unrepeatable, each with its own story and visual signature. Planchet errors are another major contributor to the coin's extraordinary value, as the planchet, or blank metal disc prepared to be struck into a coin, can sometimes be improperly manufactured or composed, resulting in unusual thickness, weight, metal composition, or surface texture, and in rare cases, the planchet may even be intended for a different denomination or composition, creating a coin with a completely unexpected appearance. For the 2000 penny, examples have been documented where planchets were slightly too thick or thin, contained impurities, or had unusual alloy ratios, producing coins with subtle but noticeable differences in color, sheen, and tactile feel, and some of these anomalies are so rare that only a handful of specimens are known to exist. Striking errors also play a vital role in the coin's rarity and desirability, including broad strikes, multiple strikes, and off-center strikes, each of which produces coins that deviate dramatically from normal appearance, and on the 2000 penny, broad strikes occur when a coin is struck without a properly fitted collar, allowing the metal to spread outward, resulting in a noticeably larger diameter and often thinner profile, while multiple strikes occur when a coin is struck more than once by the die, producing overlapping design elements that are both visually striking and highly sought after by collectors, and off-center strikes result in coins where the design is partially missing or shifted, sometimes dramatically so, which when combined with planchet or die anomalies, create specimens of extraordinary rarity and visual impact. The convergence of die errors, planchet mistakes, and striking irregularities makes each 2000 penny with these anomalies essentially unique, and the unpredictability of these combinations contributes greatly to the coin's allure, as collectors never know what previously undiscovered variations might exist, and each discovery has the potential to redefine the boundaries of rarity and market value. Historical context also plays a significant role, as the year 2000 was a period of technological evolution and procedural refinement at the United States Mint, with new equipment, changes in alloy composition, and updates to quality control processes, creating an environment in which unusual errors could occur and survive the sorting process. And coins produced during this transitional period are often prized not only for their rarity but also for their significance as artifacts of minting history, capturing a moment in time when the intersection of human oversight and machine precision produced coins of exceptional value. Human oversight, too, is a crucial factor, as even the most automated systems rely on human supervision, and errors in die inspection, planchet preparation, and press operation can allow anomalous coins to enter circulation or be discovered later, transforming a coin that might otherwise have been discarded into a multi-million-dollar treasure, and the stories of collectors finding such coins in rolls, pockets, or bank deposits add another layer of fascination, reinforcing the perception of the 2000 penny as a rare and valuable artifact. Beyond the physical anomalies, the coin's market value is also heavily influenced by certification, provenance, and collector demand, as coins that are authenticated and graded by reputable numismatic authorities command significantly higher prices than uncertified specimens, and auction results, private sales, and insurance valuations collectively reinforce the perception of the 2000 penny as one of the most valuable coins of the modern era, with some examples reportedly selling for as much as $13 million, reflecting not only the rarity and uniqueness of the coin but also the intense demand among collectors and investors seeking the ultimate combination of scarcity, visual appeal, and historical significance. The possibilities for new discoveries are virtually limitless, as each coin struck has the potential to present previously undocumented errors or combinations of anomalies, which creates a continuous sense of excitement and anticipation in the collector community, because any single 2000 penny discovered in circulation could contain a dramatic off-center strike, an unusual die crack, a double die effect, or an unprecedented planchet irregularity, potentially creating a one-of-a-kind specimen whose value could exceed all previous records, and this speculative potential adds an additional dimension of allure to the coin, blending both historical interest and financial opportunity. The 2000 penny also exemplifies broader principles of numismatics and human perception of value, demonstrating how an object with negligible intrinsic worth can, through the convergence of rarity, error, aesthetic appeal, and story, achieve extraordinary market value. And it highlights the fascinating ways in which human fascination with imperfection and uniqueness transforms ordinary objects into symbols of wealth, history, and intellectual curiosity, with collectors drawn not merely to the financial potential but also to the thrill of discovery, the aesthetic satisfaction of observing unusual anomalies, and the intellectual challenge of understanding how these errors arose and what they reveal about the minting process. In examining the technical specifics, some of the most remarkable 2000 pennies include off-center strikes where Lincoln's profile or the date is partially missing. Next, 1999 1-cent coin, today on our channel, where we dive into the incredible, often mind-boggling world of rare coins and collectibles, exploring the fascinating stories behind objects that might otherwise seem ordinary but have become some of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. And today we are going to discuss one of the most extraordinary coins in modern United States minting history, the 1999 1-cent coin, a coin that at first glance appears to be nothing more than everyday pocket change but which has, due to a combination of errors, mistakes, and extraordinarily rare anomalies, achieved an almost legendary status among collectors, with some examples reported to be worth up to $10 million, a figure that may seem completely absurd for a coin that in its original form is worth a mere penny. Yet the story behind this coin is a perfect convergence of technical minting errors, material defects, historical context, and human fascination with rarity, uniqueness, and imperfection, all of which have transformed a small, copper-plated zinc disc into a treasure of almost mythical value. And to understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to look carefully at the production processes at the United States Mint during the late 1990s, the errors that occurred, and the ways in which these mistakes interact to create a coin of extreme rarity and desirability. Because coins are generally produced in highly controlled environments using precise machinery, but even the most advanced systems are not immune to small imperfections, human oversight, and material inconsistencies, and these imperfections, which might initially be viewed as failures by the mint, are exactly what collectors prize, as they transform a common coin into something nearly unique, starting with the die errors, which are among the most significant contributors to the value of the 1999 1-cent coin, because a die error occurs when the metal die used to strike a coin is itself flawed, damaged, misaligned, or improperly manufactured, causing every coin struck from that die to carry the same unusual characteristics. And in the case of the 1999 penny, some of the most remarkable die errors include double dies, misaligned dies, and die cracks, each of which adds layers of rarity and collectability. Double die errors occur when the die imprints the design more than once, either shifted slightly or with misregistration, creating an effect where letters, numbers, Or design elements appear doubled or shadowed, a visually striking anomaly that is extremely rare and highly prized in the numismatic market. And on the 1999 penny, examples of double dies have been documented affecting the date, the lettering, or the rim, resulting in coins that are immediately recognizable and that can command enormous prices when certified by reputable numismatic authorities. While misaligned dies, where the coin is struck at an angle or off-center due to incorrect positioning of the die, produce coins in which the design appears truncated or partially missing, a condition that is highly unusual and which collectors value for its extreme scarcity, particularly when the degree of misalignment is significant, because coins that are severely off-center are rarely seen in circulation as they are often caught and removed during mint quality control. And die cracks, which occur when the metal die begins to fracture after repeated use, leave raised lines or imperfections on the coin's surface, creating a signature effect that makes each coin produced from that die visually unique. And in some cases, die cracks can intersect with other anomalies, such as misalignment or double dies, producing coins that are essentially one-of-a-kind and that have tremendous appeal for collectors seeking rare and distinctive specimens. Beyond die errors, the 1999 1-cent coin also exhibits fascinating planchet errors, which are another critical factor contributing to its incredible value, because the planchet, or blank piece of metal that is struck to create a coin, can sometimes be improperly prepared, either due to errors in alloy composition, thickness, or cutting, resulting in coins with unusual color, weight, surface texture, or even deformation. And in some extreme cases, the planchet can split, fold, or contain impurities that produce visually striking effects, all of which are highly desirable to collectors who seek coins that are not only rare but also unique in appearance. Some examples of 1999 pennies have been discovered on planchets intended for other denominations, or with unusual copper-zinc ratios, resulting in unexpected hues, weight discrepancies, or surface anomalies, making them instantly recognizable and extremely rare. And the presence of such planchet errors dramatically amplifies the coin's collectible value, because no two such anomalies are ever exactly the same, and the rarity combined with the visual appeal drives demand and market prices to astonishing levels, sometimes reaching millions of dollars for a single specimen in pristine condition, especially when accompanied by additional errors like die cracks or misalignment. Another layer of intrigue in the value of the 1999 penny comes from striking errors, including broad strikes, multiple strikes, and off-center strikes, which occur when the coin is struck without proper alignment, restraint, or single impression, resulting in coins that appear stretched, distorted, or layered, creating a dramatic visual effect that is immediately obvious to collectors and can increase the coin's market value exponentially. Broad strikes, for example, where the coin spreads outward beyond its normal diameter due to the absence of a proper collar during striking, result in a noticeably larger and often thin coin that is highly unusual, while multiple strikes, where a coin is struck more than once by the die, create overlapping or double design elements that are unique and highly collectible. The combination of die errors, planchet anomalies, and striking mistakes in the 1999 penny creates a fascinating environment for collectors, as each coin represents a one-of-a-kind specimen, a tangible product of chance, human oversight, and mechanical imperfection. And this unpredictability adds to the excitement and desirability of owning such a coin, because collectors are aware that the next coin they examine could present an error or anomaly never before documented, resetting the boundaries of rarity and potentially redefining the market value for that specific coin type. The historical context of the 1999 penny's production also plays a role in its significance, as the late 1990s were a period of experimentation and technological adjustment at the United States Mint, with new equipment, changing alloy compositions, and evolving quality control standards, which contributed to an increased likelihood of errors and anomalies during production. Coins produced in this transitional period are especially prized because they capture a moment in minting history where both human oversight and mechanical processes intersected in unusual ways, producing coins that are both historically significant and visually fascinating. And for the 1999 penny, this context provides collectors with a deeper understanding of why these errors occurred and why they are so rare. Beyond the mechanical, material, and historical factors, the human element also plays an important role in the coin's value, because errors that survive the mint sorting and quality control processes often owe their existence to human oversight, such as improper inspection of dies, failure to remove defective planchets, or errors in press operation. And the resulting coins, once discovered by collectors, are transformed from ordinary circulation coins into highly sought-after treasures that can command prices in the millions. The possibilities for the 1999 penny extend even further, because with each coin struck, there is the potential for new, previously undocumented errors to emerge, whether they be subtle variations in die alignment, previously unseen planchet anomalies, or striking irregularities, creating a sense of ongoing discovery and excitement within the collector community. As enthusiasts continue to search through circulation, coin rolls, and private collections for that elusive, extraordinary specimen that could redefine market expectations. The speculative nature of collecting rare coins, particularly those with dramatic errors, adds another dimension to the 1999 pennies allure, as collectors not only acquire a tangible piece of history but also invest in the potential future value of the coin, with the knowledge that scarcity, uniqueness, and documented errors can drive prices to incredible levels over time, and in some cases, coins certified by professional grading services or featured in high-profile auctions have sold for millions of dollars, confirming their status as some of the most valuable modern pennies ever produced. The 1999 1-cent coin also highlights the broader principles of numismatics and human perception of value, because its worth is not derived from the intrinsic value of the metal, which is negligible, but from the convergence of error, rarity, story, and human fascination with imperfection, demonstrating how value can be socially constructed and how the smallest mistakes in a technical process can become the source of extraordinary financial and historical significance. Collectors are drawn to such coins not only for their potential financial return but also for the thrill of discovery, the aesthetic pleasure of observing unique errors, and the intellectual satisfaction of understanding the precise ways in which die defects, planchet anomalies, and striking irregularities interact to create a coin of unmatched rarity, and the 1999 penny, with its dramatic errors and unusual production context. Last, 2010 D1-cent coin, today on our channel, where we explore the astonishing and often mind-boggling world of rare coins, collectibles, and the incredible stories behind objects that seem ordinary at first glance but have become treasures worth unimaginable sums. And today we are delving into one of the most remarkable and extraordinary coins in modern American numismatic history, the 2010 D1-cent coin, a coin whose face value is just a single cent but which has, due to a unique combination of minting errors, planchet anomalies, striking mistakes, and extremely rare production circumstances, achieved a status of almost mythical value among collectors and investors alike, with some specimens reported to be worth as much as $14 million, a figure that seems astonishing for a coin originally intended to circulate as ordinary pocket change. Yet the story behind this coin is a perfect storm of errors, mistakes, and anomalies that have transformed it from a common copper-plated zinc disc into one of the most coveted and valuable coins of the modern era. And to truly understand why the 2010 D penny commands such extraordinary value, we must examine in detail the various types of errors that occurred during its production, the historical context of its minting, the material and mechanical anomalies, and the human fascination with rarity, imperfection, and the thrill of discovery that drives collectors to pay millions for a single coin, because coin production is an intricate and highly precise process involving carefully manufactured dies, meticulously prepared planchets, and automated striking machinery. Yet even in this controlled environment, errors and mistakes can and do occur, and in the case of the 2010 D penny, these errors were both dramatic and exceptionally rare, producing coins of staggering collectible significance, with one of the primary contributors to the coin's immense value being die errors, which occur when the metal dies used to strike coins are flawed, damaged, misaligned, or improperly prepared, causing every coin struck from that die to carry the same anomalous characteristics. And on the 2010 D penny, several forms of die errors have been documented, including double dies, misaligned dies, die cracks, and improperly polished or filled dies that leave unusual textures or raised lines on the coin surface, each of which adds a layer of rarity and desirability for collectors, as double die errors, for instance, occur when the die impresses the design more than once, producing overlapping letters, numbers, or design elements that create a shadowed or doubled appearance. And on the 2010 D penny, some examples display doubling on the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust," creating visually striking and instantly recognizable anomalies that are highly prized in the numismatic market. While misaligned dies, where the coin is struck at an angle or off-center, produce coins in which portions of Lincoln's profile or other design elements are truncated or missing entirely, and the rarity of such dramatically off-center coins is extreme because most coins with significant misalignment are caught during quality control and discarded, making the surviving specimens exceptionally valuable, especially when combined with other errors such as double dies or die cracks, which occur when the metal die begins to fracture after repeated use, leaving raised lines, ridges, or Irregularities on the coin's surface that interact in unpredictable ways with the design, and in some of the most extraordinary 2010 pennies, these die cracks intersect with misalignment or doubling, producing coins that are virtually unique and thus command some of the highest prices in modern coin collecting. Beyond die errors, planchet errors also play a crucial role in the 2010 penny's extreme value, because the planchet, or blank metal disc, can sometimes be improperly prepared, resulting in unusual thickness, weight, alloy composition, or surface texture, and in rare cases, the planchet may even be intended for a different denomination, creating a coin with completely unexpected characteristics. For the 2010 penny, examples include slightly thicker or thinner planchets, alloy inconsistencies that alter color or sheen, split or folded planchets, and impurities that produce visual anomalies, all of which are highly prized by collectors who value uniqueness and scarcity, and some specimens combine multiple planchet anomalies with die errors or misalignment, creating coins that are essentially one of a kind. Striking errors, including broad strikes, multiple strikes, and off-center strikes, further amplify the coin's rarity and market value, as broad strikes occur when a coin is struck without a proper collar, allowing the metal to spread beyond its normal diameter and creating a thinner, visually distorted coin, while multiple strikes occur when a coin is struck more than once, producing overlapping design elements that are immediately noticeable and highly collectible, and off-center strikes produce coins in which the design is partially missing or shifted, sometimes dramatically so, adding to the uniqueness and desirability of these coins. The convergence of die errors, planchet anomalies, and striking mistakes ensures that each 2010 penny with these characteristics is essentially unique, and the unpredictable combination of errors makes the discovery of a new specimen an event of intense interest, as any coin could present previously undocumented anomalies, potentially redefining what is considered rare and valuable for this specific minting year. Historical context also plays a significant role in the coin's significance, as the year 2010 was a period of transition and technological refinement at the Denver Mint, with new equipment, changes in quality control procedures, and adjustments in alloy compositions, creating an environment in which unusual errors could occur and survive the sorting process. And coins produced during this time are prized not only for their rarity but also for their historical significance, capturing a moment when human oversight, mechanical precision, and evolving technology intersected to produce extraordinary coins. Human oversight is also critical, because even highly automated systems rely on human inspection, and errors in die preparation, planchet quality control, or press operation can allow anomalous coins to enter circulation or remain undiscovered in collections for years, and the stories of collectors finding 2010 pennies with dramatic errors in rolls of coins, in cash registers, or in forgotten savings jars only enhance the coin's allure and mystique, reinforcing the perception of these pennies as treasures born from both chance and historical happenstance. Market value is heavily influenced by certification, provenance, and documented rarity, as coins authenticated and graded by reputable numismatic organizations command significantly higher prices, and auction results, private sales, and insurance valuations collectively contribute to the perception of the 2010 penny as one of the most valuable modern coins, with some specimens reportedly reaching values of $14 million, reflecting not only their rarity and uniqueness but also the high demand among collectors and investors seeking coins with the ultimate combination of scarcity, aesthetic appeal, and historical interest. The possibilities for discovery are virtually limitless, as each new coin could present previously unseen combinations of die errors, planchet mistakes, or striking anomalies, keeping the collector community in a constant state of excitement and anticipation, because any single 2010 penny discovered could feature a new double die variation, an unprecedented die crack pattern, a dramatically off-center strike, or an entirely unique planchet irregularity, potentially creating a coin that surpasses all previous records in value, and this speculative potential adds a dynamic and thrilling aspect to collecting these coins. Beyond technical factors, the coin exemplifies broader principles of numismatics and human perception of value, demonstrating how an object with negligible intrinsic worth can, through rarity, error, and story, achieve extraordinary financial and cultural significance, showing that human fascination with imperfection, uniqueness, and scarcity can transform even the most ordinary object into a highly coveted treasure, and collectors are drawn not only to the financial potential but also to the thrill of discovery, the aesthetic pleasure of observing unusual anomalies, and the intellectual satisfaction of understanding how these errors arose and what they reveal about the minting process. Examining the technical specifics, some of the most remarkable 2010 pennies include off-center strikes where Lincoln's profile or the date is partially missing, double die effects on the date, lettering, or motto creating overlapping or shadowed impressions, die cracks leaving intricate raised lines across the surface, planchet errors such as folded or split blanks, unusual alloy composition, and thickness variations, and striking mistakes like broad strikes or multiple strikes, often combined in a single coin to create specimens that are effectively unique and therefore highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Stories of discovery enhance the coin's allure, as collectors have reported finding these pennies in circulation, in old coin rolls, or in family collections untouched for years, reinforcing the perception of these coins as treasures of chance and historical happenstance, while auction results, professional grading, and documented provenance continue to drive market value higher, reflecting the coin's extraordinary rarity, desirability, and the human fascination with imperfection and uniqueness.